To what affects your wallet tonight. A recent audit by Buffalo's fiscal watchdog found the Buffalo Fire Department spent $10 million in overtime in the past fiscal year. How much overtime are we talking about here? Well, the average civilian employee, someone who does not respond to fires, worked on average of 400 hours of overtime or 10 weeks of work. Emergency responders, such as firefighters, worked an average of 268 hours of overtime. This audit also found 7 cases where fire dispatchers worked 48-hour shifts and 137 times where they worked 24-hour shifts. Tonight, 7 Eyewitness News I-Team reporter Ali Tui takes a critical look at what's causing all of this overtime and whether some believe these shifts are putting your family at risk.
At any moment, these Buffalo fire dispatchers could be called for a life-saving emergency.
Ladder 14 respond as...
And it's their job to make sure that emergency gets the proper response. It's a 24-hour-a-day job, and the phones have to be covered. So that's why Buffalo fire officials say a recent audit by the Buffalo Comptroller found 137 instances of dispatchers working 24-hour shifts and 7 instances where they worked a 48-hour shift. It's one of several issues being addressed during a meeting between the Comptroller's office, fire officials, and Buffalo Common Council.
It's not uncommon throughout the country to do that. It's actually more common to do 24-hour shifts than the shifts we do now.
Deputy Fire Commissioner Vince Muscarella says those employees are also given a paid 5-hour break for each 24-hour shift. So in some cases, employees are paid up to 10 hours to sleep. Patrick Curry is the executive assistant to the comptroller.
While I'm relieved that there's some public safety implications that are positive, on the flip side, we don't want to pay anyone to sleep. And if they'd hire enough people, we wouldn't have to pay anybody to sleep. This
audit is a follow-up to one done in January 2016. It also found the department only budgeted for roughly $6 million in overtime, yet it spent $10 million.
Would you agree, though, that $10 million is a lot of money spent on overtime?
I would agree that $10 million is a lot of money. I would absolutely agree on that. Do I agree that's a lot of money spent on overtime? Public safety comes first, no matter what.
Muscarella says there had previously been a number of vacancies across the department, primarily from retirement, and overtime was required to cover the calls. But he says new hires, including 4 more dispatchers, will soon complete training, and he expects the amount of overtime to decrease.
The proof is in the pudding. Until we see those numbers on the page, we're not going to believe it.
And Councilmember Richard Fontana oversaw today's meeting, and after hearing from fire officials, he doesn't believe the department is doing anything criminal. However, Comptroller Mark Schroeder, who is challenging Mayor Byron Brown in the September primary, has sent the audit to the Erie County DA's office for review. Ali Tui, 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, thank you.